It is a journey through the Bible with Mukhwana Isaac. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yesterday, I had an introduction of on the letters of the New Testament apostolical times, how they continue preaching Christ, and what we are doing today is just a continuation of the introduction, but today I'm going to basically look at the letters known or presumed to have been written by St. Paul. I want to oftenly mention presume today. Why am I using this language? Yeah, now after this, tomorrow is when we will start and look at the first letter which was written, just in brief. Then once we are done, I get back and I handle these letters one by one. Now, the letters of Paul which appear in the Bible are not printed in the chronological order in which they were written. They appear simply in order of length, which one is the biggest. Yeah. Now, if we are to range, maybe biggest in line with ascending order, maybe also it can work. So, the biggest letter appears first. And firstly, a few words on the thoughts behind each of Paul's letters, taken as far as can be judged in their chronology order or chronological order, and then quotations taken from here and there throughout the letters will highlight his teaching. Now, the word presumed in our sharing, or as we are going to see, the letters known or presumed to have been written by St. Paul means that not all the letters are confirmed with complete certainty to have been written directly by St. Paul himself. Yeah. Some letters are unknown because tradition, when you look at tradition, the language, talk of style, and early church testimony strongly support Paul as the author. That is why we clearly say, especially the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, we say a reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. There is Pauline language. There is a clarity. It has been clearly confirmed strongly, the language, the style of writing. It is Paul's. Others are presumed, meaning scholars and the church believe they are Pauline. They are Pauline. There is that aspect of Paul, but there are questions or discussions about their exact authorship. It's like someone saying, this boy, this girl resembles the dad, but as if there is doubt, there are question marks. Yeah. This idea of presumed does not mean the letters are false or fake or unimportant. Rather, it shows honesty in biblical study. Some letters may have been written by Paul's close companions, talk of disciples, or secretaries using his teachings, authority, and style. Now, in the ancient world, this was not unusual. What mattered most was whether the teaching faithfully reflected the apostles' message and the faith of the early church. Unlike today, where when you get, especially maybe you've done research, there is what we call plagiarism. Plagiarism. You've stolen someone's content. You've done research before it is published. It undergoes and plagiarism what? Maybe apps to censor it and say, yeah, sure, this person went to field and did research. If not, you went to net, you used the AI and copied and pasted, you'll be known. So it wasn't a thing that time in ancient world. It is today that plagiarism is something very, very sensitive. You copy someone's work, you paste, you are held accountable. Yes. So there is copyright. Even those who musicians, you sing a song, you bring in someone's verse, even the beats. This is not yours. It is for so and so. So therefore, the term presumed reminds us, you and myself, us who read the Bible, it reminds us that the Bible is studied carefully and thoughtfully. The church and biblical scholars examine history, writing style, vocabulary, and context to understand authorship. Even where there are scholarly discussions, these writings remain valued because they continue to communicate and they continue to communicate the inspired teachings associated with St. Paul and the Christian what? Faith. So we are going to see these letters. So tomorrow I will handle the first letter, that which was written, the letter of St. Paul, which was written first, not according to how they are arranged in the Bible. Mukhwana Isaac with the journey through the Bible. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be blessed. We'll link up in our subsequent episodes.